You can say Ram Ram, and Valmiki did not say Ram Ram, he said Mara Mara. God doesn't care. Yashoda did not say Krishna, she used to say Lala. That's how in the land of Braj they address the child. So Yashoda used to say Lala. And Krishna's friends did not even say that. They would say Kanua, because he's a friend. But the love with which they are saying it, that is what Krishna is seeing. And the gopis went even beyond. They would say Chaur Jar Shiromani, the leader of the loafers and thieves. Now such kind of words you speak to somebody and violence will start in the world. But Krishna is overjoyed. Oh, so wonderful. Why? He's seeing the love in the heart. So God is concerned with your love, not with the letters that you are saying. Whether it's Kling Krishnaya Namah, Rang Ramaya Namah, you can take any name of God. God has got unlimited names. Nam Namakari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shaktis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Oh Sri Krishna, you have got infinite names. And in each name you are seated with all your powers. And there is no rule to taking these names. Eating, standing, talking, walking, you can take the name of God. And by taking the name, you engage in devotion, you purify yourself. And all these names are there in the books. So there is no need of getting the name in the ear. There's one Jagat Guru. You know, Kripaluji Maharaj is the 5th original Jagat Guru in Indian history. So the 3rd Jagat Guru was Ramanujacharya. His Guru gave him a mantra in the ear. And he said, this is a private mantra, don't tell anybody. So Ramanujacharya figured that if this mantra benefits others, why should I not tell them? I want to benefit others. He went and stood on the crossing and started shouting out the mantra, announcing it to everyone. Now this news reached Guruji through the disciples. They said that this new disciple of yours, he's announcing the Guru mantra on the streets. Guruji called him. He said, Beta, what are you doing? He said, Guruji, if this mantra is going to benefit people, then why keep it private? Why not announce it, let everybody come to know? So there is no need for giving the mantra in the ear. This is all a confusion. The people, the concept is you have to make a guru, so take a mantra in the ear. So you give 11 rupees dakshina and Guruji gives a mantra in the ear. After that, Guruji doesn't know where my disciple has gone and disciple doesn't know where Guruji has gone. And both are satisfied. The disciple is satisfied, I have made a guru. When I die, he'll meet me at the gate of Golok and get me inside. That is not the concept. This God realization does not take place through any mantra, yantra, tantra. God realization requires complete purification of the heart. God realization requires complete surrender, mam ekam sharanam vraja. If the mantra, yantra, tantra help you, well and good. If they don't, then it doesn't matter. So the relationship with the Guru is not through a mantra. It's an internal relationship. We accept a personality as the Guru. We receive knowledge from the Guru. And then on the basis of that knowledge, we do the sadhana. And through the sadhana, we cleanse our heart. That is important. So it's important to follow the instruction of the Guru. The Vedic literature highly emphasizes this point, that you have to learn to surrender the intellect. There is the example given, Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, one of his 4 primary disciples was Sanand. So Sanand was illiterate. And Shankaracharya, when he would teach, Sanand would just sit and see his Guru's face without understanding anything. But he had this full faith. So once he was washing his Guru's clothes on the other side of the river. And it was time for the class. The disciple said, Guruji, please begin teaching. Shankaracharya said, Sir Nand is not here. They said, but he doesn't understand anything. He said, but he listens with great faith. So, Shankaracharya, just to reveal his Guru Bhakti, he called out, Sanand. The Sanand from the other side of the stream heard. And my Guru is calling, he ran. And as he ran, he didn't even realize in his hurry, he put his feet on the water. And wherever he was putting his feet, lotus flowers were flowering from below. And he was placing his feet on the lotus and crossing. So that is why he got the name Padmapad. You see, Shankaracharya's 4 famous disciples were Trotakacharya, Hastamalak, and Sureshwaracharya, and Padmapad. So this Padmapad was Sanand earlier. That lotus flowered under his feet, that's why he got the name Padmapad. And when he reached the other side, he lay there flat, offered his obeisance, and the stutis or praises in sophisticated Sanskrit started coming out from his mouth. In other words, by the grace of the Guru, he got all that knowledge. So when we surrender our intellect, then by the Guru's grace, we receive that knowledge. But to make a Guru means to follow the instructions. Otherwise it makes no sense. Like Arjun, in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, he tells Sri Krishna, Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. O Sri Krishna, I am your disciple. You are my Guru. Sri Krishna says, all right, Arjun, if I am the Guru, I am instructing you, fight. But they are my relatives there, and if they die, then their wives will become widows, and then I will go to hell. Sri Krishna says, Arjun, if you know more than me, then you become Guru. What is the meaning of making Guru? That I do not know, you know. You please tell me, I will do it. And if you know more, then you become Guru. No, Sri Krishna, that's right, but. So he was applying this but. And Sri Krishna kept on giving him knowledge continuously until all his ignorance was dispelled. And then finally he says, Shishyaste. He finally says, Karishye vachanam tava. All right, Sri Krishna, my intellect is now clear. I will do as you say. So just like how does a doctor cure you? You go to the doctor and you say, Doctor, I have no knowledge of medical science, but I have got this ailment in the body. So doctor says, get the tests done. Then he analyzes and he says, all right, I have discovered. This is the problem. Now I am telling you the remedy. I am giving you this medicine. Take 2 drops with 1 tablespoon of water 3 times a day. For 2 months, you will get cured. And we do that and get cured. And supposing we use our intellect. Well, the doctor has said 2 drops in 1 tablespoon of water, but in this big body, what will 2 drops do? Maybe he doesn't know so much. I know more. After all, I have my common sense. Let me drink the whole bottle today. I'll get cured by afternoon. The doctor will say, Mr. Patient, you first get yourself mentally treated, then come for physical treatment. So we surrender our intellect to the doctor. So similarly to the spiritual doctor, he understands our condition. He knows the path. And in that knowledge, he says, this is what is good for you. You do this. And then when we do it, we get the experience, the realization. We get the spiritual milestones start coming. All right, now I've reached this stage. Now I've reached this stage. That enhances our faith in the Guru. So it's a step-by-step thing. Nobody initially has 100% faith. He's got 5% faith and he does a 5% surrender. And then he gets a little realization that enhances the faith. Then he does more surrender. Then he gets a higher realization that enhances the faith. So in this way we keep on progressing. And finally, then by the grace of the Guru, when the heart is totally cleansed, we receive that divine power which is Siddha Bhakti. So Narad Ji has instructed us to do sadhana under the guidance of the Guru. Tadeva sadhyatam, tadeva sadhyatam. Now beyond this, he is giving some very important sutras. 43. Dusangaha sarvathaiv tyajyaha. Now first he asked us to do satsang, associate with the Guru. Now he is asking us to give up kusang. Kusang is adverse association. Satsang is that association that takes our mind to God. And kusang, or dusang as he has called it out here, this dusang is more commonly called kusang. So kusang is that association that takes our mind to the world. So in order to progress, it is important to do good association, and equally important to give up bad association. Without realizing, very often, it is from the friends that we learn bad habits. When parents come to me complaining about their child, I say, first of all, just check the association he has got. Invariably, it is from the friends that one learns drinking, smoking, and other things. In other words, the world does us less harm, and people whom we are calling friends are doing more harm. So such association that makes our mind worldly, that needs to be carefully avoided. Else it will eat up our sadhana. There was once a blind man making a rope of grass. So, the grass is made into a rope in the villages. So he was tying it up. He kept on doing it for 1 hour. And there was a buffalo standing behind eating the grass. Now the blind man could not see. After 1 hour, he thought, very complacent, I have made so much. He tried to check it out. Only 1 yard. What happened to the rest? The buffalo ate it up. So similarly, if we are not careful to avoid kusang, that kusang will eat our sadhana. So avoid worldly association. And don't get into this, Swamiji, now that relatives, my uncles, chachas, jijas, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, marriage, I have to go there, now I have to go there. I have to continuously combat with this. Because I tell people, come for the retreat. No, Swamiji, it is my uncle's, chachas, jija's wedding. In India, it's even more intense because there's so much of networking there. People are going for 2 to 3 weddings every day. So I asked somebody, you come? Swamiji, it's a wedding. Your wedding? No, not my wedding. Then how come it's so important? No, if I don't go, they will feel bad. They will never feel good. Are you trying to please them? Nobody is going to call you good in this world. That is the nature of this world. Don't try and get a certificate from the world. They will take it away in no time. When for Mother Sita, after the Agni Pariksha, there was this washerman who said, I am not like Ram who will keep Sita who was in Lanka back in the home. In other words, one washerman turned out to say bad things about Sita. How do we expect that this world will always call us good? We are wasting our Atma Shakti, the power of our soul, in trying to get worldly people call us good. Don't waste your energy in this. Instead, try to become good. If your goal is to be called good, you will keep on doing things. For what? So that people call me good. That is not going to get you anywhere. Don't make that your goal. Decide that you don't want to be called good, you want to become good. So don't unnecessarily get into all these social obligations. The bare minimum you do, and keep your focus on your goal of God realization. So, dusangah sarvathaiva tyajyah. There are many other things that also have an impact of bad association. They are not directly bad association, but they have that impact on the mind. Like, for example, like finding faults with others. When we find faults with others, our mind also becomes faulty. So, ourselves with it is our pride that is telling us that fellow is bad, so I am good. In order to be good, that fellow has to be bad. So it's our pride that makes us see the faults of others. It is said only 3 people have the right to see faults. The first is the parents. It's their duty. The second is the doctor. That's his duty. And the third is the teacher, because that is his job. So apart from that, we must not see faults. There's this saying, "तू जो औरों की ओर करता है अंगुस्ते नुमाई, देख ये 3 झुकी हैं तेरी ओर." When you point fingers at others, you don't realize ourselves with us pointing to you. Once, one father, he taught his sons that you must get up at 5 in the morning and do spiritual sadhana. So the 2 sons, elder and junior, they both said, "All right, we will do it." The next morning at 4:45, the elder was awake. He took his quick ablutions and he sat down for sadhana. The younger one kept on sleeping. It became 7 o'clock. The elder said, "Father, look at my brother. He is sleeping till 7 o'clock. What a lazy fellow he is." Father said, "Son, if you had to wake up at 5 o'clock to find faults with others, it would have been better if you had kept sleeping till 7 o'clock. So finding faults has to be carefully shunned. Kripaluji Maharaj says, look at the faults within yourself. Don't waste your time finding others' faults. Why? This will only enhance your pride. Instead, you concern yourself with your own faults. The Bible says, take out the log from your own eye before you take out the blade of grass from the others. When we have got unlimited faults within ourselves, why not look at our own faults and concern ourselves with taking them out? So, what will happen if we do not avoid kusang? We will discuss this now in the next lecture in some very interesting sutras that are to follow. We have got 2 more lectures in this retreat. Shri Radha Krishna Bhagwan ki, Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj ki, Shri Narad Muni Maharaj ki.